You are now looking at a Toyota Corolla Quest 1.8 exclusive automatic. And in these short videos, we usually tell you things you wouldn't find in the brochure. But there's a huge chance that you won't even find the brochure, because this is a South African-only model. Okay, we'll spare you the detailed lecture, but basically Southern Africa is a region that's mostly starving for reliable and affordable transport. In other words, cheap, good cars. Because of this insatiable demand, and because South Africa is great at innovation, this country is famous for rehashing older vehicles. Starting with the famous City Golf, we also got the Conquest, Taz, Midge, Tracer, Vivo, Figo, etc., and eventually the Corolla Quest. Much like the other cars I just mentioned, this is basically a previous generation model with new badges and a nice radio. And just like its main competitors from Volkswagen and Ford, the Quest has just gone into its second generation by updating all tooling to the outgoing Corolla model. It is our humble opinion that, for all these vehicles, it wasn't even necessary to upgrade them. Yeah, sure, they weren't as sexy as their successors, but they had decent specs at the right price. But we also don't want to stand in the way of progress, so it should be noted that all of them are safer, more spacious and better built than their forebears, especially the Ford. To give you an idea of the value this Corolla Quest represents, we shied away from direct comparisons with US dollars or euros, mostly because our ZA Rand seems to be the most volatile currency on the planet. No, here's what we came up with. This is a new 2020 Toyota Corolla 1.8 XS sedan, and it costs 380,200 Rand. Meanwhile, the Corolla Quest 1.8 exclusive manual will set you back 323,100 Rand. No, we also don't know what that 100 Rand is for. That's a saving of 15% for buying a brand new example of the previous model. And if that doesn't sound like much, hang on a minute, because we should actually use the entry-level Quest for this comparison, and that costs about 265,000 bucks. Now we're talking about a saving of 30%, and you'll surely agree that such a discount is certainly worth it. So, now for some of those specs we like to avoid in most of our videos. The Quest is only available as a 4-door sedan with a 450-litre boot or trunk, which is why local Uber drivers love them. At the moment, it only comes with a transversely mounted 1.8-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder petrol engine, which kicks out maximums of 103 kilowatts or 173 newton meters of torque. It's available in 3 trim levels: the no-name base model, a mid-spec prestige version, and this Top Dog exclusive trim. All 3 can be had with either a 6-shot manual gearbox or this CVT automatic. For the record, most continuably variable transmissions manage a perfect sensory reproduction of what it's like to ride a scooter. But in recent years, some of them have become reasonably responsive. This Quest gearbox is one of them. Toyota SA claims 0 to 100 km an hour in 10.2 seconds for all CVT models, but our metallic grey press vehicles had other ideas. It nailed a best out of 3 time of just 8.94 seconds at sea level. 400 meters in the quarter mile fell around 16.6 seconds. While the most impressive feat was a once-off emergency brake stop from 100 km an hour in just 2.64 seconds and 37.39 meters. Wow, that is truly impressive actually. Right, what else can we tell you? All Quests have a 55-litre fuel tank, claimed average consumption of around 7 litres per 100 kilometers, 125 millimeters ground clearance, and come with a 3-year 100,000 kilometer warranty. This also includes 3 services up to a mileage of 45,000 kilometers. There's a decent amount of passenger space and ride comfort, no thanks to sensible 205/55R16 tires, so that your cuzzies may give you a 5-star rating. New buyers get the choice of 5 paint colors: Glacier White, Chromium Silver, Seaside Pearl Metallic, a sort of light blue, this Graphite Grey Metallic, and Arizona Red. All derivatives have 2 airbags, ABS-assisted brakes, vehicle stability control with hill start assist, remote central locking, alarm and immobilizer, power windows, air conditioning, USB, aux Bluetooth, rear door child locks, and ISOFIX anchors. Spend a bit more money and you get extra airbags, a dash of pleather, LED daytime lights, auto this and power that, something called Smart Entry, A reversing camera, climate and cruise control, and a touchy-feely media screen which has no volume knob. Don't you also find touchpad volume controls extremely irritating? Anyway, other things we noted inside our test vehicle were a generous amount of storage binnacles, white contrast stitching on the obligatory sapphire black leather, the equally mandatory Toyota nightstand LCD clock, and the inclusion of a sport button. We're not entirely sure why, though. Obviously it makes the engine more responsive, but it also changes the rubber band transmission to full annoyance mode. Maybe it'll be useful while overtaking 3 instead of 2 trucks. A small oddity we found was that the power window lock button, which deactivates most passenger windows, also kills the main control panel of all other windows. How bizarre. To sum up, the Toyota Corolla Quest is a well-executed value proposition with sensible features and good trim levels. We admit that it's certainly not the sexiest or most desirable vehicle on our roads, but our patriotic hearts think that it's a good car. It moves the nation forward. It'll help people who just want to get from A to B, or those who need a reliable tool to make a living. And maybe even the first-time buyers who use this car as a stepping stone to live their #best life and reach for their dreams. Actually, we've just decided it's a superb car.